Who knows what evil lives in the heart of games? The Shadow knows.
Hi, I'm the Shadow Snows and I'm back with another Let's Compare video. Tonight I'll compare the game Rainbow Island on the Commodore 64, the Atari ST and the Commodore Amiga. There is also a CPC version of this game, but I didn't get it to load, and 5 hours of trying is simply enough. So I'll start with the Commodore 64 version. And I never played the Commodore 64 version before. When this game came out I already had an Amiga, so... But as far as I can see, the level design is the same as in the arcade version. And so the same as in the Amiga version. Game feels a little bit glitchy. It's a question of if is that because of the cracked version I use, or if it's just that this game pushes the Commodore 64 to its absolute limit. And I don't know if you can see it, but all those fruits and basically all static objects, and I think the rainbows too, aren't sprites, but they are characters, multicolored characters. There was the diamond, you could see it oh, with the flowers over there. And clouds, they don't do proper overlapping with the background. That's what I criticized with Bubble Bobble on the CPC. We have it here on the Commodore 64 too. And I got a 1-up. It's not broken, but you really feel the Commodore 64 is not made for such games. It really has this. It really has to struggle with this game. So I had to hurry. And I made it. Here you can clearly see they didn't do a proper overlapping with the background. They are simple multicolored characters. And the status line on the screen, and I think the score line on top of the screen are different graphic modes. They are high-res modes. So sometimes you see a little flickering between the multicolored play field and the status lines. So if I reach the The top I'll have the first end boss. And after that I'll probably switch to the Atari. Because this version is simply too glitchy. But hey, it's a Commodore 64. And this was I think it was a 1990s arcade game. So it's not too bad if you consider that the Commodore 64 is probably 10 years older than the arcade machine. They did copy the gameplay. You can recognize the game. But the Commodore 64 is just not powerful enough for this. So let's see how this game plays on the Atari ST. Finally back with the Atari ST version. So let's see how it compares to the Commodore 64 version. It has the proper music. And so far, graphics look very nice. No slowdowns yet. Okay, then if there's a lot of motion on the screen, a lot of sprites, it gets a little bit slower, but not as bad as the Commodore 64 version. Scoring is also okay. You can hear with the plinging from the rainbow that it gets a little bit slower if there's a lot going on screen. But it plays well. Level design is okay. Same as in the arcades, as far as I can see. Wow, I hate those spiders. Okay, I have my second rainbow back. But it plays really nice, definitely a lot better than the Commodore 64 version. I know the Amiga version, I played it a lot back in the day, so I know this is not as good as the Amiga version, but I've played a lot worse games. I didn't want to do that. This boss is quite easy. and with less jerkiness on the Atari ST, it's a lot more predictable than on the Commodore 64. Don't forget to get the big bananas. And as you could see, it only loads with every island, and the loading times aren't that bad. Wow. And especially with the stars, it gets a little bit slow, but it isn't too bad. So I think you get the idea of the Atari ST version. So I now switch to the Amiga version, which I've played a lot back in the day. Okay, finally back with the Amiga version, and this is the first time I use an IPF image instead of an ADF image. So this is a copy of an original disc and not a cracked game. It doesn't work with too many, and the sound is... But luckily with this version it works, with this game. And this on the Amiga it's very fast. Controls are very responsive. You don't miss it on the Atari ST if you haven't played the Amiga version. But if you have played it on the Amiga, the other versions just don't seem right. Wow, that was close. Ah, I don't get lucky 2 times in a row. And the cracked version of this game I had back in the day was sort of a demo version, and I think on the 3rd or 4th island the levels were missing. But this version was called Rainbow Project and didn't mention Rainbow Island anywhere in the title screen. And I totally suck at this game today. This time I had no problems with the spiders. And again, I'll only play through the first island. And I think that's enough to get an idea how this game looks and plays. Why? Ui! totally forgot about them. And which diamond is missing? And if you lose your power-ups, so if you die, when you die you lose all your power-ups, and if you lose your power-ups before the end boss, you're pretty much screwed. It's okay with the first end boss, but the later end bosses are very hard to beat without the without any power-ups. So I think you get an idea. Amiga version is definitely the best. ST version is not too bad. It has some slowdowns, but if you can live with it, graphics nice, music is okay. It's a good ST game, but if you know the Amiga version, you don't want to play the ST version. And if you know the ST version, you don't want to play the Commodore 64 version. Again, it's not a bad game, but it's too glitchy to be good. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.